Money in the Bank 2024 has come and gone, and in this video, I'm going to be giving you my thoughts. I'm going to be telling you what I thought was good, what I thought was bad. We're going to be talking about the new Bloodline. We're going to be talking about Drew McIntyre, CM Punk, John Cena. Yes, I do emphasize that name because he had quite the announcement to make, which we will get into. But we're going to start off with the men's Money in the Bank ladder match right here, a match that I did not expect to open. I thought it would either main event or like be semi-main event or something. But Drew McIntyre, Carmelo Hayes, LA Knight, Andrade, Chad Gable, and Jey Uso were all vying for the Money in the Bank contract. This was a crazy match right here. We saw Chad Gable locking an ankle lock on Drew McIntyre, I think, and then Andrade sprung off the ropes and hit him with like a leg drop when Chad was hanging off the ladder, so that was insane. Chad Gable hit LA Knight with a bat with like a belly to belly suplex over the top rope, which was also insane. And towards the end, they had me thinking that Jey Uso would win and grab that Money in the Bank yeet case. But then here's Drew McIntyre, pulls him off the ladder, hits him with a claymore. Drew McIntyre is your Money in the Bank. I did have Jey Uso winning, but I was not complaining because Drew McIntyre is like literally my favorite wrestler right now. So it was cool in the time to see him win Money in the Bank with the Money in the Bank briefcase here. I'm gonna try to get a good angle on this next match because it's kind of hard to see. But Sami Zayn defending his Intercontinental Championship against Braun Breaker right here. Braun Breaker has a new theme song and I don't like it. I feel like his original song, well, his first song was really good. I loved that song, and then like his new song was starting to grow on me a little bit. And then he comes out with this new theme song, and I'm like, they just cannot let Braun Breaker have a good theme song these days, can't they? But unfortunately, Braun Breaker has a new theme song. He's got like lyrics in there, which I don't understand what they say, but he's got like lyrics. And I don't think Braun Breaker is a character that really fits lyrics in your theme song. But Sami Zayn came out. I expected him to kind of get a bigger pop, but he was still kind of very popular in his home country of Canada right here, because they were in Canada. And they started off with the American national anthem. I just thought I'd point that out. But at least they sang the Canada national anthem after that. So I guess that makes sense. But Sami Zayn and Braun Breaker was a pretty good match right here. I thought they gelled well together. There was some crazy stuff in here. Yeah, I wouldn't say they had me fooled saying seeing Braun Breaker picking up the win, and the Intercontinental Championship here. But Sami Zayn was able to win after an exploder suplex and then a haluva kick to Braun Breaker, and Sami Zayn is still your Intercontinental Champion. I wonder who beats Sami Zayn though. That's kind of a question on my mind. And then we get to this right here. So Trish Stratus was hosting Money in the Bank. I forgot to say that, and because it's in her home country of Canada and everything. So she had a little promo with Tiffany Stratton backstage. That Tiffany Stratton saying that it's not Trishy time anymore, it's Tiffy time, I guess. And then yeah, so she might be setting up something there. And then John Cena comes out. He holds up a rally towel that says the last time is now, and then he announces his retirement, and at first I'm like, oh, it's just gonna be like some guy coming out. It's gonna be like maybe setting up a match for Cena at SummerSlam. No, this is real. John Cena is having his final run ever in pro wrestling in 2025, and I can't believe I'm saying that. John Cena has been on the top of the mountain ever since WrestleMania 21, where he defeated JBL for the WWE Undisputed Championship. This is a pretty big pill to swallow for me. I've got a lot of fond memories of John Cena, and I know a lot of people do as well. He's a lot of people's GOAT, but it's good to know that he's at least working from January through December, and he's not just going to right away have his last match in 2025. He said he's going to be working a variety of dates from January to December, and like he implied that his last match would be at WrestleMania during this promo, but then like during the press conference, he said it wouldn't be at WrestleMania. So that's pretty cool to see. But John Cena is retiring. There's a lot of questions he couldn't really answer on the press conference because of like he can't really predict the future. He can't predict who his last opponent will be. Here's some people he's got to fight. Actually just one person. He's got to fight CM Punk. He's got to fight CM Punk, one of his most famous opponents of all time. He's got to fight CM Punk. Speaking of CM Punk, I want to move Damian Priest over here so we can like get the whole gist of what happened here. So it was Seth Rollins versus Damian Priest. Now I thought Drew McIntyre was going to cash in, and he did. But first I want to talk about the match itself. It was a really good match right here. So a lot of electric moves that I can maybe feature in a stop motion pretty soon. But Damian Priest, Seth Rollins, they have pretty good chemistry together. I think their matches are really good. But Drew McIntyre actually cashed in his Money in the Bank briefcase while both men were standing up. And before I point out like what happened after that, I want to point out like a botch, I guess, that happened because Seth Rollins had Damian Priest down for the count, 1, 2, technically 3, but the referee just stopped and Damian Priest's shoulders were still down. I guess that was just to maybe like the sound guy missed their cue to play Drew McIntyre's music or something. That's just my thoughts, but that was kind of awkward. But and after that, Drew McIntyre's music started playing, and then he cashed in his Money in the Bank contract, hit Drew McIntyre with a Claymore, or Seth Rollins with a Claymore, and then here comes CM Punk screwing Drew McIntyre after another out of another world title match. This was the most physical he's gotten since the Royal Rumble when he was injured, because he was like punching Drew McIntyre with his hurt arm, using his hurt arm to swing hairs at Drew McIntyre. He didn't hit a GTS, but that would have been a pretty poetic end. But I can see people being really mad about this, like Drew McIntyre just having the briefcase and then losing it. People are gonna say, "Oh, that's wasting the briefcase." I thought this was a pretty interesting story arc. I think like having the Money in the Bank briefcase involved in the storyline was the correct move because it adds a little more heat to the storyline. But Damian Priest was able to pin Drew McIntyre, and CM Punk also screwed Seth Rollins, so now he can never challenge for the world title again as long as Damian Priest is still champion. And Seth Rollins was livid afterwards. He had to be held back by Corey Graves, who seemingly always protects CM Punk from Seth Rollins. Now we move into our women's Money in the Bank ladder match. It was Tiffany Stratton, Io Sky, Zoe Stark, Chelsea Green, Lyra Valkyria, and Naomi facing off in this women's Money in the Bank ladder match right here. I'm gonna change the angle so you can see a little more stuff that's going on. But yeah, this was a great match. Probably my favorite match of the night. I thought they outshone the men. When I was watching the men's Money in the Bank match, I was like, oh, nothing's gonna beat this. I think the women's Money in the Bank match over delivered right here. They had a pretty stacked lineup of ladies right here, and it was really good. It didn't come without its errors though, because Io Sky was going for something on Zoe Stark off the like top of a ladder to a bridge ladder. I'm guessing to like hit her with like a power slam or something, but it kind of turned into a tombstone pile driver. And I hope Zoe Stark is all right because that was very scary right there. It was basically like do you remember those old Loser King 007 stop motions when he used to like have Kevin Owens hit Sami Zayn with like package pile drivers through ladders? That's what it reminded me of. Loser King 07 is a goat, man. But and then Chelsea Green took a tumble off the ladder through two tables. Props to her for that bump right there because she like held her head and everything and caring about her safety like a lot of wrestlers don't these days, and I thought that was cool to see. Well, one thing I do wish, though, before I talk about the winner of this match, one thing I do wish was that Dakota Kai was in this match because she had a qualifying match against like Ivy Nile and Zoe Stark on Raw, and she lost, and that didn't really make a ton of sense. I thought it would make a lot of sense to have Io Sky and Dakota Kai in the same match, facing off, maybe planting the seeds for turning on each other, but no, I thought that was kind of a wasted opportunity. But what most certainly wasn't a wasted opportunity was making it Tiffy time. Tiffany Stratton wins the Money in the Bank briefcase, not Lacey Evans. Tiffany Stratton. So she won the briefcase, and my goodness, I'm glad they went with this over anybody else because she was the most over person in the match, and she definitely deserves this briefcase after getting so popular. And I think she will cash in for success against Bayley. I'm excited to see where Tiffy time goes from here. Man, I want a custom Tiffy time clock so badly. But our main event here was kind of an odd choice in my opinion, but it was still a very good match right here. Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes, and Kevin Owens. I like to call them RKO'd. Yeah, Randy Orton, Kevin Owens, Cody Rhodes. They went up against the bootleg bloodline, I guess, of Tama Tonga, Solo Sikoa, and the brand new Jacob Fatu. So this was a great match right here. Jacob Fatu was really impressive. Like Randy Orton did that vintage thing that he does on the ropes, and then Jacob Fatu just got right back up and started annihilating him. This was absolutely crazy. The referee got knocked down by Solo Sikoa and then got squashed by Jacob Fatu in the post. So he just couldn't catch a break tonight. And then Kevin Owens hit like announce table splashes and everything, hit stunners. Randy Orton hit some RKO's and it looked like his team was gonna win. But then Solo Sikoa, I believe, hit a Samoan spike to Randy Orton. And Tonga Loa, who was on ringside, low blowed Kevin Owens. And then Solo Sikoa, I believe, hit a Samoan spike or a spear to pin the undisputed WWE champion, Cody Rhodes. Is this the SummerSlam match right here? I thought it was going to be Rock versus Cody in the SummerSlam match, and maybe have Rock win. Hopefully not, please. But that Solo Sikoa might be facing Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam, and he like hammered it home by pinning Cody Rhodes here tonight. And he put on the Ula Fala, or the Una Fala, or whatever it's called, that Roman Reigns used to wear. So now he really is the tribal chief. Acknowledge your tribal chief, guys. Solo Sikoa. But yeah, this has been a Money in the Bank 2024 review. Some points of it were kind of like just weak, if you will. Like this, I know I like just certain points of like this stuff I didn't really like, but I like basically everything else on this show. I thought it was really good. Towards the end, in the end, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. I really enjoyed Money in the Bank this year. I thought both the ladder matches were great. I thought all the matches as a whole were really entertaining, so that's why I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. Let me know what you thought in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys next time with more Jed Wrestling.